Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are on episode 3 of the DoubleEdge Podcast. Right now, I have another guest, which is William Scott Brown. Please introduce yourself. Who are you and how do I know you? It surely doesn't have anything to do with our last names, does it?
No, he's not my brother, and we're not related at all.
Yeah, let's just get that joke out of the way. We're brothers. And today's topic, if you're on YouTube, you can see my hat. I have a UFC hat. We're going to talk about MMA because it's something we have in common. We love and we watch and we enjoy. And we're going to see what lessons we can find there. But definitely have a good time. So please introduce yourself, my brother, and introduce us to this topic. Please don't mention how you beat me up when I was a little kid, though.
Okay, first of all, you saying that sounds a little, wrong because I'm not a bully.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We would just, prepare a little octagon and play around. But yes,
Yeah.
My name is William, of course. I'm 24 this year. I turned 25. And I'm a Marine. I've been a Marine for almost 3 years. In March, I'm going to turn 3 years.
Amazing.
And yeah. And so I've learned several things throughout my life. The Marine Corps has taught me a lot of stuff too. I loved MMA and it's something that I'm passionate about. I kind of want to get more into it also because of this whole COVID thing. I kind of, let it.
You train there in the Marines, the MMA and all styles of fighting, or how does it work over there?
So we have a thing called McMap, and it's basically moves that they think we could use in a situation of war, like if we're fighting face to face with someone. And we have belts too, but I don't know. I personally think it's like some of those moves you can't really use in some situations, but that's why I like training different things like Jiu-Jitsu or boxing, and there's some gyms here too that I go to, and so yeah.
Nice. Now, for the public to know, do you have, in fact, is it just something we enjoy watching and doing here in our free time and build octagons as kids and just slap each other up, or do you have any experience at all in a martial art? Any belts?
Yes, I'm blue belt. I almost got red in Taekwondo, but
There we go.
I've done several tournaments and stuff like that. Also in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I don't have a belt because it's always been in and out, in and out, in and out. But in the Marine Corps, we always do grappling, which, you can implement wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the guys here are wrestlers, so I've learned a lot from them. And I think that, and a lot of stuff I just look on YouTube or see different people. And also the UFC gym here has several classes. So one class I took a lot was what's it called? It's like kickboxing, but it's
Muay Thai?
Yeah, Muay Thai. Yep. Can't believe I forgot the name.
There's so many.
No,
There's just so many. You can confuse whatever. It's catch wrestling now. I just discovered that, and
what?
Catch wrestling. Jenny loves that because it's violent. She says Jennifer's our sister, and I'm like, is that like judo? Yeah, it's kind of like judo, but it's kind of like jiu-jitsu, and it's kind of like this, and it's kind of there's just so many styles now, and not even if you say the name of someone like a fighter. Not even if you say a name that represents that martial art, you still get confused. I see what you're saying, but there it is. There's a passion, and especially mixed martial arts, which is very interesting because it's where it all comes together. So it's not like, oh, who's this guy that practices this? Well, in UFC, they practice absolutely everything, which I'm a fan of. But here's the issue. Now, here's the issue. The outside of the sport, outside of the octagon, I mean, when we deal with real life people, I feel like the sport has grown tremendously and amazingly. However, And it's crazy. The UFC putting on shows. I think they were the first sport to come back and to really
Yeah,
do something for entertainment.
yeah.
And
Dana White is really an awesome leader. Like,
yeah, yeah. People can say what you want to say, but that's got to count for something. People driving themselves crazy at home. We needed some kind of entertainment, so that's amazing.
yes,
Um, Definitely respect that. What the thing I was gonna get to though is because of this growth of the sport. Well, obviously there's a lot of people that are looking at it, and people that see it. At least in my experience, I show the sport to somebody, and the first reaction is, "Ooh, that's brutal. Ooh, that's dangerous. That's for animals. Are you kidding
yeah.
me? That's brutal. Oh, they'd probably die in there and go to the hospital and all these kinds of reactions. So whenever I say, "Oh yeah, I like to practice that with my brother," it's like, "Oh my
They're like,
gosh, don't
what?
do that! Why do
Yeah,
you do that? How do people enjoy this sport?"
yeah.
So
And
what?
they're like,
Well,
don't teach your kids that because no, that's violent. Stuff like
yes, you're
that.
teaching your kids violence, and they get to that point to where it's like, okay, wait a second. I think we have to have a little conversation about this
Yeah.
to really see what's up, what's going on. So, what's your take on all those reactions to the brutal sport, if we want to call it that?
If anything, it helps you control your emotions. It gives you discipline. Like there's so many good things about it. Plus, those guys are like the most well-rounded people. Like I don't know how to say it, but like they have not just that, they love fighting and it's an art, right? But they have like businesses, foundations, they're like they have degrees and like so many different things. They're really smart. It's not like, people think, oh, those are just guys that are animals and just beat each other up and
And
they
beat
don't
each other up
have
for
any,
money.
yeah, and they don't have any education at all. And they're just, those things are totally wrong. It's totally the opposite.
Well, and not just, I mean, and it's not just that they people think, oh, they just beat each other up for money, but I've also heard that people even like boxing. They like the sport boxing, just boxing, and they say,
Yeah.
"Oh no, that it's because the gloves are cushioned and that's a little more, a little less dangerous than MMA."
No.
What what's your take on that?
So it's like I've read a lot about different things on boxing and the comparison and like they the whole time, right? They're hitting and it's like hitting your head the whole time.
Yeah,
It's like 10 rounds, 12 rounds.
yeah, 12
And
rounds.
so yeah. And like if you knock down a guy, the ref, allows him to get back up, gives him like 10 seconds to get back up, and then boom, again to the head, to the head, to the head, to the head. And
Hmm.
like their head just gets swollen and it's just so bad for you. Some people have died because of it. And in MMA, you can win by not even throwing a punch. Like
Yeah, that's true.
you can just submit someone and win. And it ends fast. And also there's doctors, professionals all over the place. And if someone gets hurt really bad, they don't fight for at least 3 months. As if like in other sports like football, they get injured and then next game they're trying to get in and then it just messes them up. And then you can win also like when you're punching and it ends real fast, they stop it. It's done. Like
Yeah,
there's
that's
no getting back up and keep going.
yeah,
It's done.
exactly. That's the thing I kind of like also in MMA is you get knocked down, I'm on top of you, I finish you quick and done, lights out, and that's where I
Yep.
recently was watching yesterday a video of the top 20 knockouts, and then I watched
Oh,
fastest finishes. Goodness gracious, the fastest finish was like 3 seconds, and it was recently with Ben Askren and oh, what's this guy's name that threw the knee? I can't believe Masvidal and
oh
Ben
yeah,
Askren.
yeah.
Remember? Oh my goodness, I was
two
screaming up and
seconds.
down with that fight. That was amazing.
And
But
that's
yeah,
it.
it might look brutal, but it's quick and you're done. It's fast, and
Yep.
and you recover, and it's not until several
And
months
another
later that you're playing again.
and
What?
another good point is that no one has died from it.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard cases, even in American football. As a matter of fact, I'm certain, but the source is my dad. I couldn't give you the source, but the source is my dad, which is also a great fan. He said that Dana said he'd rather, I mean, he'd rather his son
Oh yeah,
be in UFC and MMA than in American football because that's a little more
yeah,
dangerous, especially now
yeah,
with Will Smith's movie of Concussion didn't help the case, right?
yeah. A good movie too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's major thing. Like they're just so healthy. There's doctors there. It's like, and yeah, I would want my kids to do MMA too because that's just apart from it being, the discipline, the the control over your emotions and things. Like when you see on the street sometimes where the UFC fighters like get attacked and they're just so controlled of the situation. Like there's also many options that come into your head
Their
because
head
you
is
you
cold.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah, your head is cold, you're trained to do this, and you can act the best way compared to other people that don't know mixed martial arts. They're like, I don't know what to do, and they panic and go crazy, and then they
Yeah.
end up probably killing someone or doing something
Or
stupid.
getting themselves
So
killed. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think one little story that I'd like to share so that it's not so that it doesn't feel like just information that we are inventing is that
Mm,
my dad
yeah,
is a black belt in Taekwondo precisely. He loves
he's
this whole what
second Dan.
second
What's it?
dan second degree black belt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
that man, I wish I just found the time to get back into Taekwondo and
I
get to those
know.
levels, right? This is exciting and it excites me. It makes me want to get back out there and get
We
past
should
all my
finish.
problems. But
Yeah.
he got there. He's a black belt, and once we were in Chalco, Estado de Mexico, we in Mexico, right outside of Mexico City, and we got mugged. Like we were parked on the street waiting for somebody in a van, in a minivan, which was a bad idea. We haven't done that since. But we got mugged by a dude, and talking to
Four.
him, yeah,
Oh,
3 or 4. I
are
can't
you talking
remember.
about the car where we're in the car?
We were in the van, and there was a car in front of
Oh
us.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, four guys. Two had guns and two did had knives.
Yeah, I can't believe you remember all that and all those details. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, it was insane. It was crazy. We all of a sudden somebody opened Dad's door, and his first reaction is like, "What the heck is the matter with you?" He hadn't realized, dude, you're getting mugged. You're about to lose your computer. You're about to lose this. You're about to lose that. Your rings. So the thing is, though,
uh,
since you're trained, you're disciplined, and it's not just something we're just saying. No, no, you get this. No, there is discipline. You are
mm,
training, and it's very important. Um, and because of that discipline, he is thinking this the entire time that we're being mugged. The guy's like, he saw that the guy had no weapons really, so he was taking his time thinking that logically what has happened before, and I've even done it when I got mugged
yeah.
on a little bus is
Yeah.
you take so long to give them something that they get
They
sick of
just
it
leave.
and they go away.
Yeah.
Obviously, you hurry up a little bit when you see they have a weapon or a gun, right? So
Yeah.
there was no weapon, so he was like taking his time, because if the guy tried anything, he knew what he could do. He was thinking of different options. There are a bunch of vans driving beside him, so he was always
Yeah,
thinking,
just
well, I could
push.
just push the guy, or I could just take him down. The thing that stopped him, though, was that he wasn't going crazy real quick. The thing that stopped him, he was thinking of the car in front of us. So there was
Yeah.
like 4 kids in the car in front of us,
Yeah. The
and
young people.
some young people that were waiting with us, and so he couldn't just push the guy and drive off. That would have been
They
so.
and they did have a gun. The guys
Later we found that out exactly. So that would have been absolutely irresponsible to just leave those kids there, push the guy and drive off. And so he had several options, but because he wasn't he realized, oh, this option has this option doesn't work because of this option doesn't work because of that. So he didn't do
yeah.
anything, and he ended up giving everything. Where if
Yeah.
somebody in ignorance is not cold, is not thinking right, is not thinking straight, would have
Like,
probably
oh, what's your
acted.
problem? Boom.
Yeah,
And
go
then
all. Yeah. You could have caused something major. You could have caused a death there because later we did find out he had a gun. So
yeah.
we got mugged. The miracle there was that I had a guitar in the back and they didn't even check for it. So
Yeah,
at
but
least,
all of dad's stuff, like the computer,
oh,
everything, the guy grabs it, and my instinct was, no, give me that. So I grabbed it, and then mom was like, let
let
go right now.
let go.
Yeah,
That's
I wasn't
crazy.
even, yeah.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, no, it's my dad's.
This is my dad's computer. I'm not letting you take it. It's important.
And that guy did have a gun too, so he could have just like pointed and shot. But like my mom's like, let go, and so you have to obey too.
Yeah, definitely. You learn that discipline. You learn obedience. You learn
Oh
how to
yeah,
stay calm, cool, and collected. Whereas if you're ignorant, you are just gonna do the first thing that comes to you. And your first instinct, what's it gonna be? It's gonna when somebody throws a ball at
protect,
your face, what's your
shield.
first instinct?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, push away the danger. So if you try to do that to a guy that has a gun, I mean, you never know what can happen. So
yeah.
that's
Plus,
definitely
like
very important.
our our parents were our teachers too. Like they were our parents, but they were also our teachers because they were both black belts.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, okay, right away.
Yep, yep, yeah, definitely, absolutely agree. And there also, on the other hand, there are situations where, and I've heard them, I've seen them on YouTube, and I'm sure many people have, uh, where there is an opportunity for self defense, and people that are trained, they take that opportunity and
Oh
they
yeah,
save lives because of taking that opportunity. Where if you don't have the knowledge, you wouldn't have done it effectively, or you would probably never been brave enough to do it.
yep,
So I think
exactly.
it's all about
And
thinking.
another thing is you could have that courage of trying to save or trying to stop, but if you don't know how, it's not going to
Yeah.
go well.
Don't be a hero if you don't know how to be a hero, you know? And also, if you're just, it's just, you just got to think. There's so many things that come into play that we could talk hours and hours about. Well,
Yeah,
if they have a gun, don't do this. If they have, there's a thousand things, thousand ways that things can play out. And the people, the muggers, they're different kind of people. So there's not just one formula where you can do this and you can't do that if that. It's just depends on the situation, and you have to be there to discern. So that's where yesterday I started talking to my wife about MMA, and so I started teaching her a little bit of how it works, the jujitsu, how if you as a woman if you as a woman
oh
are somebody's on
yes,
top of you with jujitsu, you can defend yourself. You can find a way
yeah,
to get out of that to break his arm or something. So it's not just that fighters are educated and disciplined, it's that you can actually protect yourself more effectively. And I've seen
yeah,
a lot of self defense, and I'm just gonna have to like quote Joe Rogan a little bit. He's talking about videos of self defense, and most of those movements are against people that don't know how to fight. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm
yeah,
gonna do this, thinking that the guy doesn't know how to fight. What if one
yeah,
day you face somebody that knows how to fight? That's why MMA is the way to go. To a
yeah,
real discipline, not those self defense classes, just like that. You got to go in and get into the
exactly.
discipline and train to fight people that know how to fight.
Yeah, and that's why I love the art is like when you see those two guys in the cage and it's just two guys that know how to fight and they just trying to discern, they're trying to see the movements, like react and what does he do and like this whole like it's like a chess game in there
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I
Yes.
love that.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm getting friends that also have learned these things, and they enjoy the fights with me now, and that's why I'm showing these videos and I'm teaching my wife so that she can enjoy UFC with me. But then these friends that enjoy it with me, they just enjoy the stand-up part, but then
Yeah,
somebody takes somebody down and they go, oh great, now the boring
uh
stuff. And I'm like, no, this is just as good. This is also a chess
yes,
game. He doesn't have to
yes.
get his neck. And the other guy's, yeah, whatever. I wanted to punch him in the nose.
Yeah, I know. I hate that. But yeah, that's like also a chess match because you're just trying to think. Also, they're tired. Like you have to control that energy, that breath, and same in any situation you're in. Like you could get tired, and if you're emotional, you waste more energy.
Yeah.
So when you're practicing it, you're learning how to control all that, and then you can last more, and then you can escape or defend or whatever. And speaking also in the sport, then it's the same thing.
That's right. Now, before we start like wrapping this up a little bit, I want to ask you like lightning questions. Where I'm just going to
Okay.
ask you a question and you just have like 10 seconds to think and react like a good martial artist and boom 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 boom, think and say the answer. Ready? These are tough
Okay.
ones, so it's fine. I'll give you a few seconds to hash it out and talk out loud and think before you say. But here we go. Here goes question number 1.
Number one.
And here we go. What is your favorite martial art?
Uh, Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, what is your favorite fight of 2020?
Uh, I don't know.
There's so many. Favorite
Um,
event?
favorite event. It was with the first one when everything started. And that was like exciting because for a few months there was nothing. So I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
First one. Okay, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic. So far this year, we haven't had we just had a month. So do you have any fight this year that you would say, hey, people that are listening, go watch this fight. It was awesome. Which one?
Yeah, I loved Connor and Dustin.
That was
Uh,
that was brilliant.
there was one before that, the co-main with Michael Chandler, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's a non-ranked dude, and he knocked the crap out of this guy that's
Hooker.
Dan Hooker. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hangman, and I
Yeah.
was like, there is no way.
I
That was
know.
so impressive.
That was crazy. I didn't know what to expect from this guy. He just came in, a lot of talking, and I'm like, all right. I kind of started rooting for the guy because it's like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I like Hooker, and he's tough. If he can get
yeah.
past Hooker, I want to see what he can do. And
He
goodness
called out
gracious,
he called out Khabib and Connor and
he just
Dustin. I'm like,
hey
goodness.
man, he said it. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a fun time. So he's just gonna
Yeah,
call out the main dogs and try to get
yeah,
get under their skin and get these fights going on. Yeah, I'm excited to see
dude.
more of the guy. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Um. Now, in all the years that you know UFC, what are your top 3 fighters?
Top three fighters. Connor, obviously. GSP. He was a
Yes.
great fighter, and I think BJ Penn. No, well, he's also a good one, but I think I like more. Crap, I forgot his name. I'll just go with
Describe.
BJ Penn.
What?
Oh well, he's Hawaiian. He's
Oh, Holloway.
he has a Holloway. Yep,
Max
Max
Holloway.
Holloway.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he's great. Oh, those are
yeah.
good. I wouldn't know. I designed these questions just to be a jerk to you for beating me up as a kid. I'm just kidding. No, but
Oh,
I
you
wouldn't
know
know how
what?
to answer that.
The Jair El Pantera.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's our guy.
beautiful. Yeah,
I
he's
like
our guy. I have to put it.
yeah. Although I mean the guy, I really like the guy that beat him up, which is Frankie Edgar.
Yeah,
He's also
that's
great.
true.
It broke my heart. I love both of them, but Pantera's from our country. He's a Mexican man, and he was making it.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what's going on, but definitely
yeah, I
love
know.
the guy. He was rising for a while there, but Frankie Edward just that was so
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
brutal, brutal.
And like also I loved Cain Velasquez, but he went down. I got a shirt signed from him the first time he
Oh
came to
yeah,
Mexico City.
that's awesome. Yeah, I remember we met him like twice. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because the
yeah.
first time was on the signing, and then the next time was the whole family backstage or something. I don't.
Backstage before an event. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that was
awesome.
awesome.
That was so cool.
He's so
Meeting Cain
big.
Velasquez, he is huge. I felt sorry for him because he went against Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar, in comparison to him on the screen, looked huge.
Oh
But
yeah,
then I looked at him and I'm like, Why did I feel sorry for you? It's like you are humongous.
Yeah, it's
Holy
like,
cow. These
hi.
heavyweights, man. All right, last one. And I think the most important question is, what would you say to someone who just started watching UFC right now, like this week or this year? Someone who's barely getting to know the sport.
Don't stop.
Don't
Keep watching.
stop. That's probably the best
Yeah.
advice. I guess less is more, right? Just don't stop, man. You'll it will grow on you, and you'll see that there's no
Yep,
problem with it. Yeah, I think
exactly.
that pretty much. I think that does pretty much summarize this entire podcast, because if you think about it, when you stop getting to know something, then you don't have knowledge, and fear comes through not knowing. Fear
Oh
comes
yeah,
through not
for
knowing.
sure.
So you're gonna fear the sport by not knowing the rules, not knowing how it works, not knowing the
Yeah.
statistics. You know, if you don't know
Situations.
something, yeah, if you're in the unknown, then of course there's gonna be fear. You don't know, so you're like, so definitely don't stop. Don't stop getting to know. Don't stop. Don't
Yep.
stop looking and watching and learning. Right, and that's basically also what this podcast is about. We just keep having
Yep.
conversations and keep learning through new things every day. Alrighty then.
That's a good title. Don't stop.
Don't stop. There you go. Might name it Don't Stop then. Is there any last words you want to say, or should we wrap this up?
Don't stop is also in your life, in your personal life, and with God also, like everything is like you have to, there's always something you can learn every day. Always.
That's right.
And you just got to keep going if you have dreams for something or if you want to learn something. And also if you stop, you kind of die. Like if you stop, you die. And you just got to keep going, keep learning, like you were saying. And with everything, like relationships too, like if you stop the relationship dies.
That's right.
So yeah,
Yeah, I guess it
that's
applies
it.
to everything. Great deep lesson right there for us all. Just keep moving, keep learning. The day you stop learning, you're not really living. You're just existing, you're just breathing air, but you're not really living. You might as well be dead, because you're not doing anything. You're not learning, and you're not
Exactly.
advancing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I think that's the perfect way to wrap this up. All right, ladies and gents. Well, this was my brother, William Scott Brown. He is from the Marine Corps. He knows what he's talking about, and don't mess with me because my brother's a Marine.
Oh, you just had to say
Yeah, I
that.
had to. I had to. What in the world? All right. Keep connecting with us, people. Peace out. This is Double Edge Podcast, where we take our words seriously and we learn every day. All right. See you in the next one.
Goodbye.